Hi everybody and welcome to the third race of Season 1 at the Chinese Grand Prix. For this My Team career mode as 5 lights are out. And away we go. We qualified P12, not our best qualifying, but not our worst. We get a pretty good initial start, but then going through the gears we get a bit bogged down as down Kvyat is side by side. We try not to have contact, so we have to brake. He gets past us, but can we dive down the inside a little bit, just giving it a bit more gas, and indeed we get it, but no, he comes back down our inside. We're going to try to thread the needle, go around the outside, but we go very, very wide indeed. We're caught up on the curb, and we are behind him. However, we're going to do a lovely little dive bomb as we are a little boxed in by Perez and Ocon, but we are catching up as we're going wide pretty much every turn, but it's okay. They're side by side. We're going to try to go down the inside of both of them into P10. Can we do it? Yes, we can indeed. Beautiful, beautiful move indeed. And as we, at the end of lap 1, we are in P10. At the end of lap 2, we are still in P10, but we're so close to Lando Norris. DRS is enabled, and by the end of lap 3, we've got the fastest lap. We're in P8. By the end of lap 5, we are just moving up the places because people are starting to pit in. But we started on the mediums. This is kind of our strategy, to not start on the softs, to start on the mediums, just kind of stretch as long as possible and try to make the overcut work, which I think works really well indeed, because here in China, cold tires are awful. So, and the tire wear is not terrible, so honestly doing this longer stints is just an OP move in my opinion. I don't know what other people think, but we are catching up to the Ferraris, but they both pit in, so that's, well, we're in P1. We're uncontested at the moment, and our goal now is just to make as big a gap as possible, so that when we pit, we are ahead of P8, because that's where we were when other people started pitting in. So that is just our goal. It's lap 7. We've got nearly a 20-second gap on Max Verstappen, so I don't think we're going to be able to get a win because he is catching up very much indeed, but we're doing pretty well. I would say pretty well indeed. We've got a pit stop gap to Albon at the moment. Let's just hope not to lose that gap. But we're going to pit in at the end of lap 8, and here we are, and we are doing pretty well. We've got a really decent gap, and let's hope for a quick pit stop so that we are not bogged down. That would be really good indeed, and it is quite a quick pit stop. We're now going to have the soft tires for the end of the race, and we're just going to be pushing and pushing, and indeed, instead of being P8, we are P7, which is, you know, only one position higher, but it counts, and we are right behind Sebastian Vettel and Charles Leclerc, so it's not just that we went up in positions, but that we gained actually a really decent amount of time. We've also got fresher tires and better, faster tires than Sebastian Vettel because he is on the mediums. Can we move around the outside? But no, we can't. He's got a bit more grip, but we've got more power. Can we go around the outside? But we are going just a little too wide indeed. We're caught up on the grass. That's not going to work at all. We're going to have to try maybe a little later, and indeed at the same spot this time on Leclerc, because we did eventually get the position on Vettel, but no, again, we're getting a bit bogged down. Now we're going down the inside. Will that work? No, we're just caught up so much on the curb. The AI, we're just being too kind to the AI here, so we're just being far too kind, giving them far too much space, and they are just not giving it back, as here we are with Antonio Giovinazzi, who is out of the Grand Prix. Will this make a safety car? Unfortunately, no, which is sad. I don't like that, but we're going to make a move into P5. Very, very nice indeed, and so wide indeed, as we completely misjudged our braking zone. But at the beginning of lap 11, we're going to make the move back on Charles Leclerc, and we are just catching up to Alex Albon, as now it's Esteban Ocon who's got an engine failure. 2 engine failures in one race. Now will there be a safety car? No, still no. 2 engine failures, 0 safety cars. Very, very sad indeed. Lap 12, we're going to try to make a move on Alex Albon. We go on the grass. That's not good at all, but he outbrakes himself. So do we, though. But we do get a better exit by far. We're going to be able to make a move in a place that's really not that good for overtakes, but we have the pace. And we are now in P4. This is great. Honestly, if we keep it like this, I think we'll still be leading the championship even though it is only our rookie season, but we've just been doing so well indeed. And yeah, we're catching up as we have a massive slide. We get on the grass and we are just out of control. We got a 10-second time penalty. Here's another angle. As you can see, we just get a little bit on the grass. We hit the little marker, and yeah, after that it's just uncontrollable. We slide, and because we have such a big slide, we've got a 10-second time penalty. We're spinning our wheels, wearing our tires so much. We are now behind Sebastian Vettel in P7. We have got we've got a 16-second time penalty to Daniel Ricciardo. So like this, we will get P8, which is, you know, that's pretty decent, but I don't like this. I do not at all. I was getting a little complacent. You know, it was boring. I was catching up to the Mercedes, made a little misjudgment, and because of that, my race could be quite ruined. This Daniel Ricciardo is catching up very much indeed. I do not have a 10-second gap to him, and we're on the final lap, and I'm going to try to overtake these guys ahead, but I get into a spin. They do not give me any room whatsoever, but after just driving my absolute heart out, I'm right behind Sebastian Vettel. I'm going to maybe, just maybe, be ahead of Daniel Ricciardo as we're getting a little bit rough here, but do we have the gap to Daniel Ricciardo? Do we have that important 10-second gap? We're going to come on track, P5, but where will we actually come in the race after the penalty? This is intense. I hope we get the points, and indeed, we are in P8. We don't get driver of the day because, well, why would we? We went from P12 to P8. Lance Stroll gets a driver of the day, which is questionable, but it is what it is, and Valtteri Bottas has won the Grand Prix. I mean, we were catching so much to the Mercedes. I think we had a chance to get on that podium. I know we've been showing so much pace. We've been upgrading. The other teams haven't really. We've just been showing so much pace, but because of a silly error in judgment, we only get 5 points. So because we get the fastest lap, Jack Aitken having quiet race, 2 DNFs but no safety car, which was very strange. But we are leading the championship still by quite a lot, actually, because, well, you know, we've got 2 wins. We've got more wins than anybody. So yeah, I mean, it's still so crazy. I'm going to just be driving and hoping that even with these not very good performances, that I can still somehow win the championship. So thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time, and goodbye.